We are live, and Jake came in at the perfect time. There we go. And Jake came in at the perfect time. What is going on? Uh, Everybody that's tuning in at this time, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Anybody that's watching this on the replay, again, we really appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. What is going on, Jake? I know I've kind of sprung the whole, hey, we should go live soon. But we got a Laker game tonight, a very important Laker game, which we'll dive into in a moment. But how are you doing?
I am good. I'm good. Very fast-paced day, like usual. But what about you? How are you?
I'm wonderful. Same thing. Fast-paced day. Never ends. The fun don't stop.
Right.
Don't stop. It never ends. But we're here and we're excited. This is going to be a good stream, good talk, and yeah, we appreciate all of you being here. Let's dive right into it. Let's get through what we can in an hour, and then skate off, and then we'll watch the Laker game tonight. But diving in for starters, we got a arguably. I mean, you can make an argument this is one of the most important games. I still think the Pelicans is up there. Pelicans might be a little more significant, but this is definitely one of the most important games. This one, the Timberwolves game, the Thunder game later, both Jazz games. We got a handful of games that are just very important, very significant. But tonight is massive, right? You got, for starters, you got no Luka. That really helps the Lakers, right?
Tremendously.
Yeah, anytime a team doesn't have their best player, that's usually a good sign. Kyrie, at least last I checked, unless something has changed in the last 20 minutes, Kyrie Irving is still game time decision questionable. So we'll see. They want to see how he looks at shoot around. Although what Kyrie made some statements not too long ago, like the other day, that basically were just like, hey, I want to be 100%. I want to be in the best condition that I can be in to help this team in the playoffs type thing. But you also got to get to the playoffs. So if he's not playing, then again, that's something huge. Again, we can't take these guys lightly. We have to come out with that veracity that we did against the Pelicans, right? I mean, the Pelicans game was a huge game, and that was something that the Lakers showed that urgency. Came out up 40 at halftime or 35 at halftime, right? I'm not saying you have to go up 40 against Dallas, but this is a game that we got to control. It's a game that is very important, a game that is very significant. What are your generalized thoughts on this game tonight?
I think we got this one. I think it's safe to say that we got this one because we got, like you said, no Luka. And Kyrie, you said Kyrie is still injured, correct?
Yeah, he might play. Right now, it's kind of up in the air. He's, I believe, questionable.
Yeah.
But they want to see how does he look. How does he look come through shoot around and stuff like that. So it might be one of those things where we don't see we don't get the answer until it's time to suit up.
Yeah. I would say that Luka, anytime LeBron goes up against Luka, even though LeBron's not playing tonight, but anytime the Lakers go up against the Mavs, it's always a good matchup. See, I think this game is already ours just because the sheer manpower alone, because we still got AD tonight, we still got D'Lo tonight, we still got our guys. So I don't think to be honest with you, I think it might be a blowout.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a blowout tonight. Because outside of Kyrie, Luka, you don't really have any guaranteed buckets on your team. You know what I mean? You have guys that can contribute, run the flow of the offense, do what they can to, put up points on the board, but you don't have anybody that's gonna really go out there and give us a hard time. And this is definitely a must-win game. If we can't beat them, I'm gonna even if they have Kyrie, let's say Kyrie comes out to play tonight. If we can't beat them without Luka, I know we don't have LeBron. It's that right there is a little bit of a head scratcher. That's kind of scary. If we can't beat the Mavs without Luka, I think this game is a have to win game. You know what I mean? It's a should win game too. If Luka was playing, my opinion would be different, but he's not. So I mean, I just think it's a game that you you have to win, and B, it's whether like let's say we were still in like the fifth seed, whatever. Like let's say we were just number one in the conference. This is a game that we should still win. Just like lineup matches, it just doesn't make any sense why we lose this game unless our guys come out there tired, just not really focused. But yeah, I'm calling it right now. My prediction is a blowout.
Okay, blowout in the sense of like, because people have different interpretations of that. Like,
I'm talking like we might 30 piece them.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. I mean, hey, I am all for that. We should do that. That should be a thing.
You think it's going to be close?
No, I mean, I could see it close early on. I just think the Lakers have more than enough talent. Even with Kyrie, we should still win this game. Yeah. I think the Lakers have more than enough talent to pull away. I could see this being one of those games where like it's kind of the back and forth roller coaster. Maybe Dallas goes up like 6 or 7. And then Lakers go up, 11, and then it's just kind of this back and forth. I could see that being the case, and then I just think over the course of the game we start pulling away, especially like the Lakers. We've seen them; they really like to lock down in the second half. At times, which I think you should just play the full 48 minutes. But yeah, like time and time again, you see like we'll come out a little flat in the first quarter, or just kind of struggling a little bit. And then like second half, they all lock in, buckle down, and now they go for the win. So, but I think we win by double digits, or we should. If there is no Kyrie and there is no Luka, then yeah, I could see us beating them by 20 plus, or we should. Yeah. I mean, it could be one of those things where, you see it all the time. We're up 30, but by the time the box score is over, they won by 15. Like that happens a lot, but really, like it's like okay, like this was a blowout. They were up 30, so I don't think you're wrong at all. But in general, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this game. Real quick pause. Purdue just lost. Number one, there have already been a ton of upsets in this March Madness tournament. Number one, Purdue just lost to number 16. Like this is I mean, this year's been crazy. The brackets. What's even crazy?
Underdog,
dude. Yeah, Fairleigh Dickman are they got it done.
Wait, who did they lose to?
They beat Fairleigh beat Purdue, which is crazy. Dude, next year, I was gonna do it this year, and I did it. Like it just came up on me too quick. Next year, I think I'm just gonna take like. I'm going to take like $1,000 and just put it on all the dogs. Like, just spread it out. Like, because every year that happens. Like, and all you need is one of these, like, Purdue's to fall. Like, Purdue was like minus 1,600 or whatever. Like, but.
You know what they say? You never, ever underestimate the underdog. Never.
Exactly.
Don't do it.
Never. But anyway, back to NBA, back to the Lakers, because, that's why we're here. But yeah, so, point is, we got to get this done. We got to get this win. Got to we get this game. We still don't have the tiebreaker against Dallas, but this is good. They got a tough stretch. Who knows when Luka's actually going to come back? It's one of those things which could be hugely beneficial. Also, kind of sticking with like our standings and stuff. Warriors are. Oh, they're starting to creep back a little bit. But Warriors have been losing the whole game against Atlanta. So Atlanta needs to hold on. Atlanta are a bunch of bums too sometimes, man. Atlanta needs to keep that up. They're up 5 right now.
Where are they at in their where are they at in their conference? I don't even
Atlanta's playing for a play-in spot. They're only like 2 games ahead of like being out of the playoffs entirely or play-in entirely. So this is an important game for them too. Like this isn't some game where it's like, if we lose, it's not a big deal. No, they have to win. They have to win this game. Also, Rockets. I'm hoping Rockets can ride this hot streak. They're down 5 right now at halftime, which isn't the end of the world. And the Bulls need to beat the Timberwolves. Also, Anthony Edwards went down. Which I mean, you never want to see that, of course. Like I don't want that to happen, but that does help the Lakers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So hopefully Chicago can bounce back in that second half and get that win. That would be huge. But if we can beat Dallas tonight, then we can start hopefully getting some separation. This homestand is so important. We have a 5-game homestand. We gotta go like 4-1. We got.
I was just gonna say that at least 4.
We do. We got to, because it's just like this is our chance for separation.
Yeah.
Because after this homestand, that's it. We got 7 games left, and that's like the last 7. And LeBron will probably be back during that 7-game stretch. So ideally, if we can go 4-1, I would love to go 5-0. You can make an argument we should go 5-0, but starts with tonight. If we can go 5-0, or sorry, 4-1, because you're gonna have that one, you're gonna have that game, whether it's the Suns or whomever. If we can do that, then that would be huge, because then that would put us a game over 500, right? Because we're 2 games behind, or put us 2 games, or no, yeah, a game over 500.
Yeah.
If we can do that, which is a good spot to be in with the last 7, LeBron very likely coming back.
I was just going to mention that, not to mention, we're about to get LeBron back after, a couple more games after that. So, let's just say we do go 4-1, then, we're looking really, really good to get LeBron back. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because out of those 7 games, we'll at least win more. With LeBron back, we'll at least win more than we lose. So, if we just get to 5,
there's no way
which means in this 5-game stand, if we go at least 3-2, we would be 500 at the time that LeBron likely comes back, and we'd have 7 games. If you go so that at least worst case scenario, even if they go 4-3 in that 7-game stretch, which I don't think so, given the games that they play, they might go 5-2. But let's say they go 5-2, you're 3 games over 500. That might be enough. That should be 43 wins. That might be enough to get you into the 6 or 7 seed, depending on how this shapes up. But ideally, I think in a perfect world, Lakers go 5-0. I just think it's tough to win 5 straight games. I don't think it's impossible. But if they can go at least 4-1, then like I said, that'll put them a game over 500 with 7 games to play. You go 5-2, you're 4 games over 500. I really think that could get you the 6 seed. I really do. I think we're gonna need probably 44 wins, maybe 43 to 44 wins. I think might be enough to get us into that 6 seed. At worst, it'll probably put us in the 7 seed, which then you only got to win 1 game, and if you win that 1 game, now you're in the playoffs. So I really hope so. But LeBron, he should be. There's a lot of reports about, people think he's going to be back soon because he's been on the court and all this stuff. And we got reports that he's not close, and so a lot of people have been asking, what's going on with LeBron? He's ramping up. He's ahead of schedule. We got the report that he's ahead of schedule. That's good, but that doesn't mean just because he's ahead of schedule doesn't mean that he's coming back tomorrow, right? So they said 3 weeks. It's still, even if, let's say tomorrow, let's say we get an announcement tomorrow that the doctors have checked off LeBron James and he can play. He can go full force, right? Let's say tomorrow. He's not playing in the Orlando game on Sunday. He's probably not playing in the Suns game. Because it's going to take probably a week for him to get back to ramping up. Because once the doctor gives him the green light, that he still has to get back into game ready mode, game ready shape, and then he can play a game. So he's gonna have to get a couple scrimmages, a couple workouts under his belt, all that stuff, start ramping stuff up. So for him, that'll take, let's say it takes somebody, 10 days to a week to do that. For him, it probably takes him 4 or 5 days. But still, you don't want to rush him back too soon. You want to see, because you also you want to make sure just because he gets the check mark, hey, he's good, he can go, you want to run him. Okay, how does he look? Okay, good. Run him the next game. Okay, how's he look? Run him the next game. Okay, how's he look? So him looking and being ahead of schedule doesn't mean that like he's going to return ahead of schedule. It
Yeah.
just means as far as like his health goes, then there you go. That'll
Official,
be
yeah, like it's just the official report. So like officially he can play, but to be smart, and if we're looking at this thing as of we're gonna get into at least the play-in, like let's reserve him as much as we can because we're gonna need him. So
yeah. And look, as long as he comes back a couple, couple games before, the play in or playoffs, he'll be fine. He'll be able to, he's good enough, talented enough, skilled enough. He's going to be able to get his legs under him rather quickly. He's probably going to need, 2 games maybe. So let's say he comes back for the second Chicago game. By like that last 5-game stretch, that'll be he'll be ready to go. And momentum is a huge thing and everything. I mean, we're 3-0 with LeBron playing with this new roster, right? So again, we're gonna win more games than we'll lose when LeBron gets back.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we go 5-0 during that stretch of final games.
You're talking about after that last Bulls game, right? That second Bulls game?
No, I mean even the Timberwolves game, because Timberwolves game is the 31st.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't lose a game in April, like for real, because like gonna have LeBron back. You got Utah twice, which you should beat both of those teams. Yeah. Got the Clippers. Clippers might be tough, but they're winning now. So by the time we play the Clippers, they might have the 4 or 5 seed locked up. And if they have the 4 or 5s, because everyone else, Dallas keeps losing, Minnesota keeps losing, the Warriors keep losing, and the Clippers just keep winning. So by the time we get to the Clippers game, they might just sit out Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. I definitely think Russell Westbrook plays that game. Like, I don't have a doubt in my mind.
He plays that game because in the case we don't see them in the playoffs, I feel like he just wants to get his little but that's Russ though. You know what I mean? Like, do you remember what happened when he played the Warriors after Kevin Durant left the Thunder? Like that game was all they were all like taunting. Well, it was really more Westbrook taunting Kevin Durant up and down the court. But no, speaking of the Clippers, I'm kind of curious. Like, we need to get to 500, but I wonder if the Clippers are actually going to slip back to 500. Can you see them losing 4 more games this year?
I mean, sure, it's possible.
4 more. I mean, yeah, I don't know though. I don't know.
I just, I mean, they have a pretty tough schedule still coming up, but I just think that they know how
they got to lose 4 plus more games. I mean, yeah. So.
Everybody's kind of playing for them. So I just, they're kind of figuring out the Russ situation and everything, but I think they end up locking in the playoff spot. They should, So, but my thing is if that happens, come the Clippers game, it's very possible that they sit Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Mm-hmm. And then the Suns, same thing, right? Like the Suns, if they're the 4 or 5 seed and they got that locked up, they're probably going to sit those. They're probably going to sit Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, stuff like that. And I know people, I've had people be like, there's no way the Suns don't care about beating us in a regular season game. Like Kevin Durant is already hurt. Chris Paul has an injury history. Devin Booker, they're not going to. Their goal is to try to win this year.
If they were lower in the totem pole, it would make sense. Let's say they were in where the Timberwolves are right now, in the 7th seat. If they were there, I feel yes, playing us obviously matters, and of course you have to get that dub. But that's anybody playing that position. But right now they're in a good position. They're sitting at 4. I agree with you. I don't think. I mean, the Nuggets. I feel like the Nuggets would even care more so than the Suns, just because we're more than likely not going to meet up with. More likely than not going to meet up with the Nuggets. So I feel like we're going to see each other in the playoffs anyway. And I just feel like whatever team can get the best of each other before the playoffs hit is going to be crucial. You know what I mean? Because we're pretty evenly matched right now. But I don't think the Suns care too much. I don't think the Clippers are going to care too much. The Warriors, however, do we play the Warriors before the season ends? I think we.
No, we played them all 4 times.
Okay, yeah. So no, I would agree with you. I don't think that they.
No, literally the only teams that we play left that are hugely important. Like I said, we play Utah twice, play the Clippers, play
Timberwolves.
You got the
Yeah.
Timberwolves, and you got the Thunder. And then obviously
That
Dallas tonight. But
that Timberwolves game is gonna be a bloodbath. I'm telling you
dude,
right
that,
now.
that Timberwolves game is very important.
It's gonna be a bloodbath. Like, I
Because
can't wait for that game.
that Timberwolves game could be the difference between us getting the 6 or 7 seed. Like for real, for real. So we
And they do
you
not
know,
want to lose that. They do not they do not want to fall. Like, yeah, they do not
yeah,
want to fall any further down than they already are.
yeah, especially without Anthony Edwards. We'll see what happens with him because
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards got hurt. Which I mean, again, you don't want to see that. That sucks. Like I knock on wood. I hope it's not anything like major. I hope it's just a minor setback and he's back in like 2 weeks. Also because I would love to play. I want to play them. Like bring Karl Anthony Towns back. Bring Ant-Man. Especially if we have LeBron. Let's see what this team really got. It's like I want to play these guys full strength.
Yeah.
But like when you look at it in perspective, not counting injury, again, like the Suns and the Clippers, if they're the 4 or 5 seed, they're gonna play each other regardless. Like at that point, it's like, do either of those teams really care that much about home court? Because I mean, you're not gonna get home court outside of like that matchup. So
Yeah.
so both of those teams very likely just sit there, guys. So then there's 2 wins. There's the Jazz twice. I just think the last like handful of games, I really believe that that we can win those last 5 games. Which again, if we can get to 500, that would put us at like 45 wins. Like all of a sudden, we could beat that. Could give us the 6th seed. I think if we get to 44, 45 wins, which it's kind of rough.
To do that, we got to win 10 more games, which is not unrealistic, but I'm just,
we basically would have to go 10-2.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's impossible.
No,
if we win these, look at it like this, if we win this 4-game, if we win 4 out of 5, if we win 4 out of 5 of these home games, then we have a legitimate shot of getting to 45, of winning 10 games.
Yeah.
Because then all that would be left is if we win these, if we say we win 4 out of 5, all that would be left is the Bulls on the road, which if we beat them, that first game at home, then it's probably going to be tough. But we might get LeBron back for that. But if you get if let's say you get that win, then all you need to do is just get the Timberwolves win. And then, like I said, you got a 5-game stretch that are all winnable games.
Yeah.
So like it's just gonna come down to how do we do on this homestand. If we can do that on this homestand, we're good. We're good.
Not to mention the Bulls are sitting at what, 12th, I believe. So it's like they're not like, I mean, how hard are you really playing at that point? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't get me wrong. Do they have a chance to get to I don't think they can even make the play in. I mean, I don't know how the rest of the season is going to shape up, but it's going to be very hard for them to make the play in. I don't think that they're going to be playing extremely hard just to fight. I think those 2 bowl games, I think that might just, the more I think about it now, I thought we were going to actually lose the one at their home, but I actually think, I think we're probably going to win both of those.
We should, especially, like I said, especially if LeBron comes back for one of those games, then that would be a really good spot for them to be in.
Yeah.
I just, at the end of the day, it's about like, we got to get it done.
Yeah.
Like that's all that matters. Get it done. Get the win. Like one game at a time, take it a game at a time. Let's go get the win tonight. If we can get that, if we can get these wins, then we're good. That's all that matters. Just get these wins. Start with tonight, get the win tonight. Even if Kyrie plays, get the win tonight.
Because we move up to 8th, correct? If we do get this win?
Well, Dallas still has the tiebreaker.
Okay.
They have more conference wins.
Yeah.
But they have a tougher schedule. We just have to win more games than them. And who knows when Luka's coming back. Yeah, they still don't have an exact timeline for him to come back. He can come back next game, he can miss another couple games. Kyrie's, even if Kyrie does play tonight, he's always one of those question marks. Like tomorrow, he might not even play.
Yeah, I think Zach said in the comments that he, I think they just announced that he is playing. I believe. I'm not entirely sure. But so we may actually have Kyrie tonight. I believe.
I mean, even if we do, you gotta get it done. I mean, even if whether
no, I agree with. I don't look
Luka
at like look at like a Kyrie Mavs and be like, "Ugh," like, don't get me wrong, Kyrie is that guy, but I'm not like, oh, Kyrie's playing, we're probably not gonna win this. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? It's not like Kyrie or no Kyrie. I agree. We got to get it done.
Yeah, as long as we get it. Like I said, you got to beat the teams in front of you. You know, even if Luka did play tonight, like your job is to beat the team in front of you, right? Like you know how important this are. And even tonight, like Dallas isn't going to lay down tonight. Like this is as important for Dallas as it is for us. They're in the exact same boat we're in. They need this game as bad as we do.
Well, yeah, because nobody wants to be in Dallas' spot. Because then, like, if they finish the season off with a spot, then not only do they have to go to play, and they got to play 2 games back to back, and then, like, they have to win those 2 games, and then they have to get in their first round. You know what I mean? So, like, everybody has an upper hand on you, and I just feel like even with this team, so like in moments like this, how I kind of look at this game and say, like, okay, even if Luka, like you said, even if Luka was playing, you do have to win. I look at a game like this and say, like, okay, we beat Milwaukee with our old roster, right? So like, why can't we beat this Dallas team, which is a less intimidating? And I think I don't think the teams are even close in terms of like the matchup. I think why can't we beat this team if we beat the Milwaukee with the old squad? You know what I mean? Like, I think this should be an easy game. But I do agree with what you're saying. They're fighting more than, like, you know what I mean? That mid-season game against the Milwaukee was a mid-season game, you know what I mean? And they're not trying to fight for position or anything like that. So it's a little different, but I just feel like if we can beat that high caliber of a team, we should have no problem beating this match.
Yeah. I mean, there's always more significant games than others, you know. And and I mean that's what it boils down to. But one last little dive in, and then we'll jump into the chat and everything like that. I see a lot of people that talk about, LeBron and, fitting in. Like, is he going to fit in? How is that going to go? Like, how is that approach going to be? I think one of the good things, I mean, obviously LeBron being hurt and out is never a good thing, but one, positive takeaway that you could look at is LeBron being out. He gets to just sit back and watch. He gets to observe, kick back, and just see, okay, like, this is where I could fit. This guy likes it here. Because LeBron is one of the smartest basketball minds we've ever seen. He's able to just sit and watch. Where's Malik's pocket? Where does he like the ball at? Where is this? Where is that? Where does this guy like to line up? Where does it, like, he gets to kind of just take a step back and really evaluate, like, the team as a whole, and then find where he can fit in. Because that's the thing. We need more Magic than Jordan from him, right? We need him to be more. He's going to get his 20. Yeah, he's going to get his 2025 just by suiting up, just being on the court, because he's so gifted, so talented, so smart. Like, the guy's going to get his 20. You have no doubts about that. But is he playing within the scope of the team, or is he LeBron at the beginning of the year where he's just dribbling out the shot clock for 20 seconds and then taking a step back 3 or kicking it out to somebody, and now they got to quickly shoot it? What LeBron are we getting? Are we getting the LeBron that was moving the ball, play within the offense? He did a great job of that. The 3 games, the games that we had him in, those 3 games when we went 3-0 with him, he wasn't like the Dallas game. He took over because he had to, right? That's how it should be. Okay, this game's too close, 4th quarter. We're down 5. It's LeBron time. Give me the ball and let's go. Like stuff like that. But beyond that, he needs to play within the team. Have that free-flowing offense. Have guys moving, setting guys up. He wants to play off the ball. Well, guess what? Now you got D'Angelo Russell. Allow D'Angelo Russell to run the show, operate that pick and roll with him. That pick and roll was butter between him and D'Lo. That pick and roll with LeBron and AD is butter. Run those sets. Keep doing it until they can stop it. Do what you have to do within the scope of the team. I like which again, he showed that he can. So hopefully when he comes back, he doesn't try to come back and try to dominate. Try to, oh, give me the ball, let me do this, type thing. I hope it's more of like a, okay, I'm in, we're here, like let me do this. Let me
Yeah.
let me be a part of the team rather than trying to be the team. Again, more Magic than Jordan. But what are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree?
I agree to an extent. I feel like with this team, and I wonder if it's just a theme with LeBron. When LeBron gets a certain roster, I think he starts off with like the Magic approach, right? Okay, I'm gonna feed guys, I'm gonna get guys good looks, I'm gonna try to get guys warm, I'm gonna trust guys more. But then when the season goes on, or the record kind of reflects, or games reflect, we lose games we shouldn't. We're giving up third quarters, things like that. I think he kind of reverts back to like, okay, no, this is my team. I'm gonna take over, and I'm gonna be more Jordan LeBron. But I think with this team, he's kind of it's worked out in his favor, right? Because we're 3-0 with this new squad. So I think
Yeah.
what he did with this new roster, he got the new guys, and I think you're right about one thing that you like. I like absolutely about like the whole studying, and I think like I agree. As great as he is, because he's a dynamic player, I think he is sitting back on the bench, and I think he's watching, and I think he's saying like, hey, okay, like, this guy can get here, this guy can get here. And I think honestly, before they made the trades, I believe, knowing how smart LeBron is basketball wise, I believe he was scouting them out as soon as he heard about the trades. I'm sure Rob Pelinka's talking to him, and he's like, he's probably watching these guys. He's probably watching tape of these guys because he's trying to figure out how are they going to fit in the flow of the offense. I'm sure, like, it's LeBron. I highly doubt that he didn't do his research on these guys. So like, I feel like with this new roster, the reason we went 3-0 because he was like, okay, well, I'm gonna trust this team, trust this lineup, and I'm gonna kind of go ahead, like, feed guys, get guys good looks, and just really kind of play how he wants to play. And it's worked out. He's went 3-0. So he's probably gonna continue to do the exact same thing. He has no reason to switch up. You know what I mean? It's not like he can't. It's not like this is the old roster where it's like there's no one to delegate to. You know what I mean? Because it was him, a half AD for like half of the season. Don't get me wrong, AD had the beast moments, but just because of injuries, you know what I mean? So it's just, it was him and Westbrook, which is a hot and cold player, you know what I mean? So now, you got D'Lo, you got Vanderbilt, you got guys that can put ball pressure. Schroeder seems like he's improving. Like Schroeder seems like he's getting even better. So, and not to mention, you got Rui. So like you got a stack of guys you can like depend on. I think that's what it all boils down to, is just dependability. Like, how much can he really depend on his team? Because he doesn't have to take over every game, every play, every transition or whatever, if he can actually like just depend on his guys, which this lineup has shown him that he can. So I think for the rest of the season, we probably see Magic, and I would hope that we get the Magic LeBron. I would agree with you. I don't want to see him revert back to like slowing the offense down, just pacing up the court, holding the ball. I don't want to see any of that. But I do agree now. The only reason he did all of that was because, one, he was probably just trying to get the scoring title. So
Yeah, I mean, it made more. Well, yeah,
and he a scoring title. I'm gonna sit on the 3-point line. I'm gonna wait for the defense to collapse or whatever. Then I'm gonna get some threes up, and I might get to cream a little faster. Maybe that's what his thinking was. And two, he had a team that was, lack of a better word, not as skilled as this team. So
yeah.
No, I would agree. We need Magic. We're kind of a mixture of both, because like I said, I guarantee you, and I'm not changing it, I'm telling you, we're gonna have some Game 7 series, and that's those Game 7 series. That's when we're really gonna need to see like Jordan LeBron and like take over like Cleveland days LeBron. So
yeah, I mean, look, LeBron's smart enough to know. I do agree. One, he was trying to chase the scoring record. Two, he had a far superior team. But this team, like, I think he's smart enough to know, okay, let me come in, I'll be Magic, and okay, right now I need to turn on the MJ. You know what I mean? Like, and I mean, then there's always playoff LeBron. I'm not worried about playoff LeBron, but I'm talking about in this stretch, like fitting in, because he hasn't gotten to play with these guys enough to really kind of like, okay, figure guys out. Said he's gotten to take a step back, really kind of evaluate, see where guys are at, see what guys like, all that stuff. But I do see him coming in, playing the Magic role a little bit, and then, okay, like, again, like I mentioned earlier, we're down 3 or we're up 3 with like whatever 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Give me the rock. Let's go. Let's go to work. And I could see LeBron going and getting 6 straight points, and it's like, okay, well there you go, there he is, and now he's got like 26. Like, he's that good, he's that talented. But anyway, we'll dive into the chat here too, real quick. I just want to say I went to go check the scores real quick, and Hawks are still winning, which is good. Spurs are beating the brakes off of the Grizzlies. The Spurs are up like
30. Let's get it, San Antonio. Thank you.
And Rockets, last I checked, Rockets were actually winning, I think, and now they're getting smacked by the Pelicans.
Hey, we need to send Pop a gift. Like Popovich, we need to send him a gift.
Yeah.
And say thank you.
We need the Bulls to beat these. We need the Bulls to beat the Timberwolves. But anyway, all right, let's dive into it. Bale, what's going on? Appreciate you being here. Yes, Lakers in 4. Facts. Guys, I'm nervous for tonight's game. Don't be. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. See that picture of AD up there in the thumbnail? That's what's up tonight. Yes, we need that AD. We need aggressive, dominant, just fierce Anthony Davis. I'm tired of the excuse style. I'm not saying you're making excuses. I'm saying there's no excuse for why the front office hasn't signed a 10-day yet. I would like them to sign a 10-day. I really don't think they will.
A 10-day of who, though?
You talk about a big man. Any big man, DeMarcus Cousins, whomever. I do too, but I don't see it happening. If they were going to do it, they would have done it when we absolutely needed somebody.
Honestly, at this point, they must know something, because Rob, I think he's proved this year he is a lot smarter than we give him credit for. Like the trade package that he pulled off this year, the dude knows what he's doing. So like, I just if he has a sign a 10-day, I'm sure there's a reason. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure there's a reason. I'm not saying that.
Money. It's because of the tax and stuff. Or just being cheap is what it is.
I save that money.
Yeah, and then the Anthony Edwards injury. Yeah, we were touching on that. That's crazy. Hopefully, they end up. Hopefully it's not, like I said. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. I hate seeing guys get like big injuries. Hopefully it's just like a little tweak or something. But let's see. Sorry, trying to find something to us real quick. This is like a little back and forth. What's going on? LA Sports Live. Shout out to you. What's up? How you doing? Appreciate you being here. Salute. What's up, Brian? Yes, let's get it. We got to get this win tonight. Very, very important. Tim Hardaway said he was playing today. Oh, he just said, it says it looks like he's playing Hardaway. Yeah, Hardaway said earlier today that he was playing.
Oh, Hardaway, not Kyrie. I'm sorry, I'm mistaken. I thought you guys were talking about Kyrie. My bad.
Oh, okay. Zach said Kyrie's playing.
Oh, okay.
He said kid just announced Kyrie is playing. Okay, well then we gotta get the job done. It doesn't matter.
We gotta fight tonight.
Yeah, it's just you got to get it done. You got to. I don't pay attention to college basketball at all anymore. I'm too old. Not enough time. I feel that. I haven't watched it like I once did. But come on, these Hawks are only up 2 now. These bums. Come on, dude. Don't blow this game. They blow this game, I'm gonna lose it. And the Bulls are.
Wait, do you see the Hawks are only up 2 after being up 30?
I don't think they were up 30, but they were up. They were up double digits earlier. When I caught them, they were up like 12 or whatever earlier. Last I checked,
Steph bully Chris Paul. That was
sit down, be humble. Let's see. Trying to find something to us. It's a lot of back forth, which is good. I love it. I love seeing it. Must win. I agree. Let's see. Anthony Edwards is hurt, so he's out today versus the Bulls. Yeah. Really serious injury. Yeah, it looked like it. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully he's okay. You know what I mean? I don't want him to get too hurt. What's going on? I appreciate you being here. What is up? Tatum is gone. He idolized Kobe. I could see it. I really do. And I mean, obviously, there's no way to know this for sure or anything like that. So it's just kind of like a personal hunch. I don't know. Like maybe we get Tatum at some point. I really think we get Jalen Brown. I really think Jalen Brown.
I know you want Jalen.
I mean, I want Jalen Brown because I mean, I just like Jalen. I mean, obviously Tatum's a better player,
Do you
but
want Jalen more than you want Tatum?
for the roster we have now, yes. So
I
like, if
was
this
just
is
gonna
the
say that it's a better fit.
Tatum is the better player, no doubt. But Brown is a better. Brown is one. He's same level defender. I think he's better than Tatum defensively. Although Tatum is very good defensively, don't get me wrong. But I do
Yeah.
think Brown has a little bit more of that. Brown is also a better shot creator, like level of difficulty. Like Tatum's kind of in a lot of ways, Tatum's kind of evolved into like a very predictable offensive player. And that's why I think he struggles a lot, right? Because he's mostly just like post ups and threes. Like he's just kind of
pull up,
like,
gather, hezzy threes. Yeah.
yeah, like, and so where you see Brown is usually the one that's closing games for them down the stretch because he's better at, creating on contact. Also, Tatum is not a good finisher. He's last year, I don't know what he is this year, but he's missed a lot of layups this year. I know for sure.
Yeah.
Last year, Russell Westbrook led the league in missed layups. Jason Tatum was number 2.
Well,
He's
Brown
still
is definitely better at like penetrating Pauls, but like he's definitely better at like
I just I don't think that those two are going to stay together forever. Like I don't. Like
no.
I think Jalen Brown, I think he wants his own team. I think he wants to be the guy. And here's why I think he goes to the Lakers. One,
I don't think he's ready though.
oh, he will be, and I think he is now. But in 2 years, he will be. So one of the reasons that they wanted to trade Brown, remember the Celtics offered Brown for Kevin Durant. One of the reasons
That's true.
for that was because they're afraid he's going to leave because he's not going to sign an extension with the Celtics because he gets more money in free agency. It's just the way that the extension rule works. So what Brown is going to do is after this year, he becomes a free agent, or not this season, sorry, next season. I meant this season coming up. So after next season, basically his timeline ends right when LeBron's does.
Yeah.
So LeBron could just leave, and then you could just insert Jalen Brown, and boom.
At that point, don't get me wrong. At that point, it's good, but it's not his own team.
Or
because if AD is still around, it depends on what pieces we have. It's not really going to feel like, you know what I mean. It's just going to be the same situation for him if that's what he wants. If he wants his own team, I don't get me wrong. It's a perfect fit. But
here's the thing though: is AD doesn't care about being a 1, right?
No,
I mean,
there's
times where if I'm telling you, if Jalen Brown goes to the Lakers, he will be the 1. And he would have a championship contending team. I mean, think about it. He would have, after LeBron, he would have D'Angelo Russell, right?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Is this like with D'Lo? Just because you said 1, so I'm like,
you just basically swap LeBron with Brown. So it's basically the team you have now, you just have LeBron. But your starting 5 could literally be D'Lo, Austin Reeves, Jalen Brown, Jared Vanderbilt, and Anthony Davis. You would have the best defensive team in the league by far. Jared Vanderbilt and Brown guarding the perimeter, and then you have Anthony Davis as the shot blocking defender, and then you have Austin Reeves and his on ball defense at the 2. Like, come on. I mean, if let's say Max Christie evolves, because Max Christie might already be outside of Vanderbilt and AD, Max Christie might end up being is already one of the best defenders on the Lakers roster. You'd have him coming off the bench, or if you just wanted to lock teams down, you could just start him and have Reeves be the 6th man off the bench if you wanted to. And then good luck scoring on that team. Imagine if you had Max Christie, Jalen Brown, Jared Vanderbilt, and Anthony Davis as your 4 front defenders. Like, that would be insane. Insane.
That would be insane.
That would be insane. And you'd still have scoring. You'd still have 3-point. You'd have everything. You could keep Malik Beasley and have him.
You think Brown's the
Austin
1 on
Reeves.
that team, though?
You said what?
You think Brown's 1 on that team?
Oh, without a doubt. Brown can be the 1. Brown has Brown has a couple flaws, right? His dribbling, like he needs to get better handles, which is surprising, but he can. He's actually picked it up a lot this year. That'll improve. Also, his at times his like decision making and kind of fallback, but I think that has to do with Jason Tatum's on the team. Like that's the difference, right?
Well,
Jalen Brown,
he's gonna have D'Lo on the team. So I mean, don't get me wrong, Jason Tatum's not D'Lo, D'Lo's not Jason Tatum. But I'm saying like he's gonna have D'Lo, so it's kind of like I don't know.
yeah, but D'Lo's fine being the playmaker. You can let
No,
D'Lo loves to be the playmaker. But here's the thing too, not just that. See, there's a lot of questions about Jason Tatum in the moment, right? Jason Tatum, he's proven on numerous occasions that he just disappears in the moment.
But here's the thing, though.
The finals, he could play. You know who did it? Jalen Brown.
No, I know, but
Jalen Brown scored 20 points.
Look, but here's the thing, though. I got you. We got to be careful with that, though, because it was the same thing with like Steph and Clay, right? For like years, it was like, oh, Steph disappears in the finals. Steph disappears in like crunch moment times. But then it was like that wasn't really him. He just, for whatever reason, like the matchups or whatever, I just don't know if like he just elevated his style of play. But I think it's the same thing with like Tatum and Brown. It's not that Tatum does it. He can't be a closer. I just think that like we just haven't seen it, but it's for sure there. Like I just look at Brown as like he's very consistent, but I don't like I looked at that series and I'm like it was weird. Yes, Tatum like disappeared. He played decent, but like it wasn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't like what we got to see throughout like the regular season. So I think I don't know, and I know what you're saying about Brown because I do, but I just think that like it's one of those scenarios. It's like where like I feel like we got to be careful with that because I feel like Brown is like he's good, but he's like he's like a Clay to a Steph. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he is still in the sidekick role. I'm not saying he can't be the one. I'm not saying that, but I don't know. It's gonna be hard to see. I don't know. I feel like D'Lo's on that roster you just named. I feel like D'Lo it would be the one on that team.
I don't think so. D'Lo, I mean, you don't want D'Lo to be the one for one. Like D'Lo as your best player, you're not winning a championship. Like I love D'Lo. He is a just super third option. Like he might be the best third option in the league. You can make a real argument for that.
Yeah.
He's a guy that he's more of like a 2 to 3. Ideally, you want him to be your third guy, but on any given night, like he's more like CJ McCollum. Right, like CJ McCollum's a really good player, but he's not really your 1 or 2. If he's your third, he's probably one of the best third options in the league. Like that's kind of how it was.
Well, that's how it was when they won the championship for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, Brown will be. I mean, Brown's proven time and time again that he's not afraid of the moment. He's a guy that can guard the best player on the other team. He's a guy that's proven that he can close games, that he can hit big shots, that he can take over games. Like he's fine. Like that guy, and he has 2 more years to develop. So, you know, I think that one, he knows Jason Tatum is the guy in Boston, right? And 2, that's just kind of how they play, right? Like it's a lot of like you go, I go, right? Jason Tatum is great. Don't get me wrong. If Jason Tatum signs with the Lakers tomorrow, I will be the happiest girl you'll ever see. But in reality, you know, I think Brown is available first. I could see him coming, and I do. I think he would. I think he'd be perfect. You'd have the best defensive team in the last probably 10 years, at least. And you'd have shooting, you'd have scoring, you'd have everything. Yeah. Right. I mean, you got your first, second, and third option. You got clear first, second, and third options. I mean, it'd be perfect. But anyway, let's power through some more questions because we could talk about this all day. Like, I mean, it's a fun thought. It really is. Yeah.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I don't want to like mistake anything I said. I would love to see that. That would be a fun team. I think we win a championship with the team for sure.
Oh yeah. I like if we don't, there's no excuse. Are Kyrie and Luca are playing tonight? I believe from what I've gathered from the chat, Kyrie is playing, but Luca is not. Yeah, Luca ain't, but Kyrie is. Yes. Let's see. Hate Celtics. I'm with you. But if Jalen Brown or Jason Tatum want to come to Lakers, I ain't worried. You can come.
See, that's why Shaq wasn't no true Laker. He went to the freaking Celtics.
Yeah. He went to like 15 teams. Though.
That's true. He went to the Heat. Yeah.
Yeah. Caruso injured Edwards on an undercut and his ankle injury. Yeah. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully he's okay. Real quick on a bright note, though, Hawks did beat the Warriors, so that's good. Hawks beat the Warriors. The Bulls are getting smacked, which is really upsetting. They had the lead, and then they just fell apart. They're terrible. Rockets are going to lose to the Pelicans, of course. And the Grizzlies came back. Grizzlies are only down 12 now going into the fourth. That's crazy. They were just down third. They were down 28 last I checked. Damn. But anyway. Damn, Edwards out for the season. Did they make that announcement?
Speaking of, really quick, I know I probably shouldn't get into this too heavy, but the whole jaw situation. So he's reported to actually come back in a week, I believe, 2 weeks.
Oh, sorry, I hit the mute button. I'm sorry. One more time. Sorry.
Oh no! I was saying the jaw situation. I don't. He's actually reported to come back, I believe, in 2 weeks.
No, so they gave him time. Like basically, they gave him time served for missed games.
Yeah.
So I believe he can be back. I think he misses their next game, this game, and then I think he misses the Warriors game. I believe he can be back for. I think it's the Mavs game. Is the one that he can return to? Off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's the Mavs game on March 20th, I believe, is the one that he can return to. So yeah, they basically gave him, like I said, they gave him time served.
Yeah, they had him sit down with like Adam Silver and
yeah, and then he went to a therapy thing or whatever, or checked himself into there, and then just immediately checked himself out. I was like, well, that didn't last very long. If Malik isn't hitting early, I hope Darvin Ham benches him. Yeah, I mean, you want to try to give him a chance to kind of get in a rhythm because he is a streaky shooter. If he misses his first 2 or 3 guys, shots. If he misses his first 2 or 3 shots, you don't want to just yank him right away. Like, you got to let him get into a rhythm. But if he just doesn't have it, then you got to pull him out.
Because we need him, ideally, we need from the 3-point line, we need him to shoot about what? I mean, I feel like 50 is asking a lot, but we need him to shoot about like 35 to 40%, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, ideally, he's shooting 11 attempts per game. Like, you need him at least 36 to 38%, somewhere in that ballpark. Because you can't, like, anything less than that. It's just he's taking too much volume for not enough efficiency. Because you and me could take 11 threes a game and shoot 20%. like especially when you get wide open looks, so that's the difference. It's got to be on a reasonable efficiency. But we still have to win. We can't keep getting comfortable fighting for a good position, 500 in the playoffs. Yes, no, you got to get this done. Got to get it done. I don't care who's out there. You got to get it done. Yeah, that sucks. He got injured. That's rough. But Ty should learn American Sign Language. Yeah, because I like to talk with my hands. I'm always talking with my hands. So yeah, I know I should. So that way I can cover all bases. That'd be beautiful. I'm going to have to do that one day. Yeah, I'm not worried about LeBron. LeBron will be fine. The defense has been special. Yes. We have number 1 defense in the league. You're not going to recognize you're not going to recognize LeBron in the playoffs. He will be back to 30, 11, and 10 on 65. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Playoff LeBron is a real thing, without a doubt. Playoff LeBron exists. D'Lo is a huge factor. We need AD to score 30, Bron to get 28, D'Lo to get 20, and we won't drop a game in the playoffs. Facts.
That's actually very like that. Those numbers that you just named are actually very realistic. Like, I mean, AD getting 30, yeah. I mean, like he definitely capable. LeBron getting 28. I feel like LeBron's gonna average like 25 throughout the playoffs, and D'Lo getting like 20. Yeah, no, that's perfect right there.
Jason Kidd starting two bigs. It's all right. Their bigs aren't as significant as other team bigs, but I mean it makes sense. Lakers only have AD, so might as well go big. Uh, let's see. The reason they ain't signing anyone is because Jeannie is the poorest owner in sports and doesn't want to pay $50 million out of pocket. Yeah, I mean she would have to do that. But yeah, the Lakers are also one of the most profitable teams in the organization. But yes, the luxury tax payroll. Like I've even seen people like tell me like, oh, like why don't we waive a guy and do this? And I'm like, it doesn't work like that. Like the Lakers still have to pay that guy, and then on top of that, then you have to go and sign somebody in and get lectured. I mean, it'd be like $30 million to sign somebody if that happened. Um, let's see. He's at pause. Hold up to like what you said earlier about penetration.
Oh,
Brown is so nice. What can Brown do for you? Brown slides and great. Yeah. Oh, he would be beautiful. Like that roster would be insane, insane. Um, but yeah. That'd be insane. I want that team now. I'm with you. Hawks choking hard. Hawks won, which is a beautiful thing. Love it. Love to see it. Absolutely. Superstars always want to come. Always want to come. Yes, got the win. It was good. It was good. It was good. Jake just talking how Steph chokes and he got stripped for an easy layup with 50 seconds. That's awesome. See, look, perfect time and see you knew it. See, speaking into existence.
oh, that's funny. That's funny.
D'Lo is better than Conley. Look, Mike Conley's still a nice player, but yeah, he's better than Conley, no doubt. I love how the NBA. I was like, we loved how Ja took accountability. Then he says on ESPN interview it was not as good. Dude, he said several things that were clearly not accountability. I mean, look, I really do hope. I really do hope that he, you know, takes this in stride. I really do. I hope he learns from this. I mean, he's a great talent. I want to see him succeed. I want to see him, have success and find success and continue that. He's just misguided, and he really needs to find somebody that can come in and help guide him. You know what I mean? He needs to find somebody that can, be that inner ear. The problem is, and I talked about this on As It Stands, not the Lakers channel, the mother channel, As It Stands Sports. Talked about it in that video where I broke this down and I just said, like the problem is that you get all these guys, they surround themselves by yes men because they want the money to keep coming in. They don't have anybody in their ear telling them, Ja, that's stupid. Like, hey man, you should probably not post that on IG, bro. Like we're chilling, we got girls here, we got guns, like we got drugs, we got all this stuff. Like you should probably not put that on the internet, stupid. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't have anybody. He doesn't have anybody like that. Everyone they want the bankroll. Hey, yeah, man, you do that. That's a great idea. Hey, bro, can I have 10K for this stripper over here shaking her ass? Like, yeah, sure. Here you go, bro. Like that's what it's about, and it sucks. It sucks that these people can't like find anyone to trust. But you got to he's got to find something. He's got to find some guidance, and this is why you see teams, like Miami. They have a guy like Udonis has them for 20 years and never plays a game. He's 70 years old and he's still on the bench. Like it's because he's that old head. He's the guy that keeps these young guys in check. These guys get more money than anyone ever thought of, anyone ever dreamt of. Like it's a different world we live in. So they do. They got to do. He needs to find somebody. Stone Cold Steve Jake. Give me a hell yeah. There you go.
Is it because the hat?
Probably.
Wait, is this one reference that I actually got from Blucka Blucka? What?
Dude, look, finally.
Finally.
he wants a hell yeah. Men only by one game. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's 98-95 with 6 minutes left. Or sorry, 100 to 97. I'm sorry. Didn't update. But yeah, we need to get it. Yes, Bulls need to get this W. Let's do it. What's going on, Marcus? Salute. Appreciate you. About to sign out of here in a minute. Are we going to sign another big? My guess is no. I really don't. I think we had a chance, but they did not. They were going to do what they would have done already. D'Lo better than Mike Conley. Yes, absolutely facts. Facts. Come on, bums. Bulls down by
What?
one.
Pull down my one? Ah.
No, they're down. They're down 4 now. That's 101-97. Did you all see him in the strip club getting a lap dance? He had a whole floor covered in money. Yeah, man, that shit
Who,
made me
Ja?
want to be a stripper for the for these NBA players. Yeah. The club owner said he dropped 50 grand. That he dropped 50 grand on that. Like, man, like, God, I'm telling you, man, things I would do. Jake hit me with the Stone Cold Stunner. Ja needs a male figure that he truly respects, whether it's his father or someone else, to sit him down and have that conversation with him. That's all, and he will be good. Agreed. I mean, he needs guidance. He needs somebody in his ear, in his corner.
Because he seems like he has a good head on his shoulders, but it's the circle of influence that he's around that is making him, like you said, make those bad decisions. That's
well, the problem is too is even his dad. Like, I mean, his dad's out here trying to fight Shannon Sharp and stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
I mean, his dad's conducting himself in the same light. You know, you look at the way his father behaves sometimes at some of these games. It makes sense, you know, like, and it sucks. But like, I mean, the influence isn't there. I mean, you didn't like we haven't even heard T mention anything. You know why? Because Ja pays for everything. Ja's the guy. You know, dad's living his best life now, sitting courtside, you know, talking to the cheerleaders, running around, running his mouth, talking shit, you know, has a house, probably driving baller ass car, all this jewelry, all that stuff. He ain't gonna tell his son nothing. You know, it sucks. It sucks. But he does. He needs guidance. He needs somebody that can, you know, that can guide him because he has all the talent in the world. The dude's 23 years old. And he's already one of like the top 20 guys in the league. Like he should only get better, you know? So
really quick, hot take really quick. Do you think he's going to be the guy? Like
the best player in the league?
Like, do you think he's going to be like the LeBron, the guy? I'm not trying to say like, oh, like as great as LeBron, but like how LeBron still like, you know, he was the guy in the league. Like, do you think he's going to be him? You know,
I don't think he'll ever be like the number one guy.
Okay, so who do you think after the like LeBron era, after the Steph era, after who do you think will be the guy?
Well, I mean, right now you have, you know, you have several guys.
I guess, yeah, because you're right. You got Giannis, you got Luka, you got
Because what I'm saying, like, so here's the thing though, is that like like in 6 years, once like, you know, LeBron fades out, you know, Giannis is starting to get older, KD's gone, stuff. You know, you're gonna have guys like Luka, Ja, you know, maybe Victor Wembanyama if he becomes something, you know, SGA maybe. Like you're gonna have like a couple guys. Like, but I think Ja realistically in 5 years, 6 years, I think he could be maybe a top 5 to 10 guy. I just think like you look at guys like Luka and you're like, if Luka, like even if Luka never got better, which you would imagine he's going to get better, even if Luka doesn't get better, like I don't know how much, like Ja has a lot of ground to cover with Luka, like already. You know what I mean? Like so, and then like you look at guys like Jan, like there's several guys I look at and just go, yeah, like I don't think he will be that guy. And you know, there's a guy that'll be here 3 years from now, 4 years from now, that in 5 years might end up being the best player in the league. You know what I mean? Like it's just, I think realistically, Ja could be that, like, you know, maybe 5 to 10 range at some point. You know, that's kind of my thoughts on him. His father does act questionable. You on the money with that, yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, you know, not saying everyone is like the parents, because I am the complete opposite of my parents. Like my parents were not what you want your parents to be. Let's put it like that. But I mean, a lot of times you are your environment, you are your example. You know what I mean? And you know, it's just I don't know T. I don't want to speak on his name. I don't know. He might be the greatest example ever, but we've seen several things on the in the public eye that you're just like, come on, man, you're a grown man, your son's in the league, you need to behave yourself and conduct yourself. You know what I mean? And he's just doesn't do that. And then you see stuff like this with Ja, and it's like, okay, well, that makes sense. You know what I mean? He doesn't have that figure. He doesn't have that guidance. And it sucks. It's unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, you're a product of your environment. You are in many ways.
That part.
It isn't the sharpest knife in the cupboard. Yeah, I mean, again, it's just the people you hang around. Like, you never see crackheads hanging out with millionaires. Like, tweakers are usually hanging out with tweakers, right? Like, unsuccessful people are usually hanging out with unsuccessful people. Like, successful people are hanging out with successful people. You never see, game banners hanging out with, the nerdy kid down the street unless they need something or want something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It's just you're your circle. You're the people that you have around you. You have you are your friend group. You are your family in a lot of ways. And so if Ja just has a bunch of yes men and people that he wants to be, because he's like, it just doesn't make any sense. He's running around acting like he's top G game banner, like he's just the hardest dude in the streets. And it's like, dude, you live in a mansion in the suburbs. Like, relax, sit down. Like, you're one of the best players. You've made more money than any of us can dream of. Like, you're not in the struggle. And
Yeah.
my concern with him is, like, he's playing a dangerous game, man. Because seriously, like, you don't think that there are real people out there going, okay, he wants to act tough, watch. Like, we've seen a lot of people get killed over a lot less.
Yeah.
Especially lately. Athletes, celebrities, rappers, all the like influencers, all kinds of stuff. You see these people, like, just for flaunting, and all of a sudden you have this guy out here thinking he's a gangster. Like, I can absolutely see, somebody somewhere going, okay, like, you think you tough? Like, let's find out. Because there's people that just don't care.
Yeah.
And not just that, he's over here beating up kids and stuff, like fighting 17-year-olds in the park and beating up like some 13-year-old and all that stuff. You don't think that there's people out there that are looking at that and going, oh man, guess what? When I see him, I'm going to press him because that's a bag.
Yeah.
Oh man, you want to punch my kid? Hey, get in here. Come here. Come over here. Hey, there's a $1 million. Sorry, son. You're gonna have to take this L real quick. Like, there are absolutely people. There are absolutely people that are thinking that. You know what I mean? There are people that are going to see him.
Johnny, let him hit your jaw.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, because there's people that that are really in the struggle. There are people and he's out here making $200 million, living in a mansion, dropping $50K on strippers and blow. Like, the dude has not, like, he's fine. Like the dude doesn't know what the struggle is. The dude ain't about that life. Like, sit down, be humble. Like, I get it. He's 23, but he's old enough to know the difference between, being a jackass and not.
Yeah.
People know, like, oh, he's soft. He's soft. Like, what's gonna happen the next time somebody walks up and just spits on him or something? Is he gonna be man enough to walk away and go, like, it ain't worth it? Like, like that's the big difference.
Because the thing is, like, you have, and yes, you just brought up a really good point. Like, I love that you just said that. Like, you have to realize, like you said, if someone spits on him or whatever, or says something, whatever to him, like, you would think that he has to realize that there's too much at stake. Like, he is an entity within itself, just playing for the NBA.
Oh yeah.
And then he plays for one of the biggest sports organizations in the world. But, like, you have to realize your lifestyle, your everything, your mansion that you got, your fancy car, like you just, like, do you know how hard it is to make it into the NBA? Like,
oh yeah.
Like, I was thinking about this.
I mean, it's 1% of 1%.
And that's what I'm saying. You have to realize, how hard did you work to get in, the league? You know what I mean? Like, how hard did you, like, grind, to practice, to get better? Like, and you're just willing to throw that all away for, like, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm just like, it takes one moment. Like, what, like, let's take Kyrie Irving, for example. He was one little post away from
your life could change. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's just, like, I feel like they have to know there's too much at stake. You know what I mean?
It is. It's just foolishness. Because the problem is that people will press him. And now he has a track record of stuff like this. And people are going to be watching him even harder now. Like, so now next time something like this happens, it's going to be a lot to be. He got a slap on the wrist. I mean, they could have suspended him 50 games minimum if they wanted to. They did. The police department dropped the charge
for just like
everybody went away. Everyone he got people went, hey, that was bad. Don't do that again. Okay. All right, Ja. Now go back and play with your toys. Like, that's what they did to him.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, they could have hit him with the Kyrie book and it would have been a wrap.
They should, honestly, I'm not saying that they should have ruined his career, but I think they should have used him as an example.
I'm telling you,
him 50 games. Again, like, he's not going to jail. He's not, he didn't commit no like crime. Like, he's not, it's got to be in perspective, but he did do something that violated the league. He is one of the faces of the league. They should have suspended him for the rest of the season. They should have. They really should have.
Well, yeah,
to show like we're not playing games. And that might have had reality set in for him. But I hope he changes. I really do.
It's just crazy. Like, take any other play. Give me any other player that's not like an upcoming face of the league. Like, tell me that would have, you know what I mean? That would have had like some serious repercussions on it. Like, you know what I mean? I think because it's Ja, he didn't get the heavy like punishment thrown at him. But like, let's take like a different person that's not really such like a star. If they would have done that, like, I just think it would have been bad. It would have been really bad.
Like, if that was like Malik Beasley.
Yeah, like a Beasley. Okay, yeah.
He would be out the league. Like, literally,
right?
He'd be out the league. He would never play a game of basketball ever again in his life.
Because DeMarcus Cousins, somebody, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, because we got to wrap up here because it's getting late. Game's getting ready to start. Bulls are still down 2, killing us. But anyway, I put in the chat my personal YouTube channel. Go over there and subscribe to that channel if you're not subscribed to that channel. Also, if you haven't liked the video and subscribed to this channel, hit that like button, subscribe to this channel. We appreciate you all hanging out with us. It means a ton to us. And I will be doing the post-game stream tonight, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Any last words, Jake, before we get on out of here?
Well, go enjoy the game, guys. Thank you for chilling with us. But yeah, go enjoy the game, and we need this dub. We definitely need this dub.
Absolutely. But appreciate y'all. Thank you all so very much.